What up, Pitmasters? So, some drama popped off in the last few days. So I decided to sit down and do a hot take about this event that got canceled in Grand Junction. First things first, we are not here to talk negatively 100% all the way about this event because there are some sour tastes out there about what happened. This event got canceled 3 days before it was scheduled to kick off, but there is some back end stuff that is the problem. So I actually got one of the competitors to come and join the show to talk about the experience. And, let's just work through this on a professional level. We're not here to bash anybody, but we slightly will because of the scenario of what happened. So I'm going to bring in my guest, Matthew B. Hansen.
How goes it?
How's it going, my man? How are you?
Not bad.
Yeah. So let's just get right down to it, my man. First of all, congratulations on 713. Badass.
And that was a decent score. My best. So
yes, that is awesome.
It's no B. Mackin score from Southern Cal, but it's pretty close.
Right. So let's talk about this. You got signed up. I don't know how far in advance you got signed up. You can go ahead and comment on that, but you got signed up for the Grand Junction Barbecue Classic competition. When did you sign up for this event?
I've been signed up a few months. My plan was to have 4 back-to-back here in May. So we just did that Jesse Johnson's contest, which was great, by the way, the Blue Compass RV Bash in Ogden, Utah. The plan was to do Grand Junction this coming weekend, and then we have 2 more over near the coast, one on the coast of Oregon. So the plan was to hit that Utah one, leave our trailer in Ogden, drive back to Boise, where we're based out of, and then drive back down to Grand Junction this weekend, pick up the trailer along the way. That made that doubleheader easy, and then we've got the same deal going on in Oregon the next 2 weeks. Park it, drive deadhead back, and then go back and pick the trailer up. So that way, I'd only have to really pull the trailer one direction for 2 comps. As it turns out, my trailer's now parked in Utah,
northern Utah.
And instead of going to pick it up, deadhead, I'm gonna have to go pick it up and tow it back for no particular reason this weekend, and kind of bummed about it.
Right. So you received, I guess there's different timestamps on this, but you did receive an email Tuesday morning. I don't know what your timestamp was, but it did state that the event has been canceled and they are looking to reschedule it in the future, correct? Is that the right information that was received on that email?
Yeah, I don't have the timestamp in front of me, but I did get I was just putting finishing touches on my contest prep, and then we get the email saying it's due to unforeseen circumstances, it's canceled. I'm not sure that they are unforeseen circumstances because I don't know what those circumstances are. I made a couple of calls. I did early on, first of all, get in touch with Arlie Bragg, whose contests I have done before and who everyone knows in the barbecue community. Apparently he's been hired as a contractor to run the barbecue judges tent and perhaps awards. He was just as surprised as I was. He's done a number of the best contests in the business and was super surprised and said that he doesn't know much more than I do. He heard something about a snowstorm, which kind of flabbergasted me as it's May. But he told me that he's not the man in charge of the barbecue competition and that I needed to call the Matthew Gallegos, but apparently that he was stepping into a board meeting where they were going to give him some more information about this. And then Matthew Gallegos did call me back, and he seemed to think it was beyond his control too, and didn't really have the circumstances for me, and said he would get back to me when he knew more. I requested that my contest fees be refunded, and he said that would be no problem, that he would process that when he got out of this board meeting. To be fair, I don't know whether he's processed that or not. I have no indication that I've received a refund, but I may have. I know it takes time to process.
Right.
But I'm starting to get a little skeptical now as I as I hear more about what's happening as to whether I'll get that refund or not. I mean,
Yeah.
I have no real basis to suggest that I won't, other than this was quite an involved event. Sounds like there were country music acts and all sorts of other vendors and events that people have put money down. It seems like an awful lot to refund if you're not having an event. So I'm just getting, and I've heard this kind of thing before, and I'm starting to get skeptical. I sure hope we receive the refunds, but I'm every moment that goes by starting to lose faith.
Right. So there was, excuse me. Yes, there was the snow rumor that has not been confirmed. So let's not all bank on the snow rumor. There was also a rumor that was landed on the social medias as well, as that the event wasn't even scheduled for the fairgrounds. I personally reached out to the fairgrounds. It was confirmed from the fairgrounds that the event was scheduled. So, and they found out the same day as everybody else did that the event was canceled. So that rumor is a bust as well. They did schedule the venue. So that's I guess a bit on their side, right? A little bit of defending on their side.
Sure.
So, but the thing is what's going on is Matthew Gallegos is a co-owner of this operation, and the downside to this is that he has been connected to the payouts of an SEA event that happened last year. From the data that I have collected today, every single person did get paid. It took months and months for that payments to go through, except for one prize that has not been paid out, which was the honored Traeger was supposed to be awarded as well. So everything has been paid from that SEA event, but it took a long time for that to happen. And then now this is going down, and the thing is where is the refunds? There's no been any official statements. I did have the co-owner of this event reach out to me, the Rocky Mountain Barbecue Classic, Matthew's partner. I told him that I said I wouldn't put his name out there because he wants to make sure he protects his family, which I told him he has the opportunity to come on the show and defend his brand. If he chose to, he had the information to come on the show, but he has chosen not to. But one statement that I did get him from him, he said they are eternally working through the damage control, but the overall goal is paying back what is owed on the barbecue contest. And I said, on what you owe or refunding? And he quoted refunding.
Well, that brings up an interesting point. First of all, I will correct you on one thing. The email that came out canceling it did mention that that they intended to reschedule. I think they mentioned that in 30 to 45 days. I don't have this in front of me, so this might not be the exact language, but in 30 to 45 days, they would be letting us know when the contest was rescheduled to. And if you wanted to just maintain your registration, you could, but if you wanted a refund, you could ask for that, to which I did respond to the email and told Mr. Gallegos over the phone that I'd like a refund. And I did not get any response to the email. He did respond over the phone when I was speaking to him, and said that he would be processing those when he got out of the board meeting. It's possible he has, and that takes some time. But I haven't received any word that he has. So the other thing is, my understanding is I'm out a little something to have to go down and get my trailer. I mean, I'm going to let that roll off my back if I get my registration refunded. But it sounds like there's people who have purchased non-refundable hotels and made other arrangements to get their equipment shipped to this event. I mean, when it's a $50,000 contest, people go to some lengths to get to them. I imagine there's folks flying in to cook the contest who have airfare that they can't get refunded. People are out a significant amount above and beyond the registration fees. So my thoughts about it are that, look, barbecue people are great people. I mean, that's why I do this. And we understand that putting on a successful event is a hard thing. And we understand that it's a risk, and that there is some chance that an event like this, I mean, a promoter's taking some risk. We understand that it could cost them more than they can recoup. We understand that there are unforeseen circumstances in this world, and that, you know, look, if they weren't going to have the money to pay out on this contest, I appreciate that they cancel it before I haul my stuff down there and cook it and get a bounced check instead of prize money. So that's fine. I think we're forgiving about this stuff. We appreciate promoters, and we want them to take the risk to put these contests on. But we need some transparency here. And if it's I mean, I think a lot of us, I can't speak for all of us, but I speculate that most, if not all, of the competitors would put this behind them and eat some of the losses they're out if they get their registration fee back. But when the word scam gets people start throwing the word scam around is when they're not getting any transparency about the status, and they are promised a refund, and it's not getting processed, or it's not showing up in their accounts. It starts to not be about the money. I mean, look, none of us do this game for the money. There's a couple of guys that are making money doing this. I think a certain guy named Gabe was making money last year. I think probably Brad Leineger's been making money for a while, but most of us are breaking, even if we're lucky, losing our shorts if we're not. And so, look, a lot of us will eat our losses, but it starts to feel like somebody took our money if we don't get a refund. And I don't know if that's happening here, but I'm starting to think that, and it wouldn't be the first time that I've been promised something that wasn't delivered on one of these contests.
Right. So I think the problem is yes, Matthew Gallegos is taking the brunt of this. His name is associated with it and everything like that. But the problem is people are contacting him, and he's kind of leaving them high and dry. He's ghosting them currently. If he just had a text message pre-typed up, and just said, "Hey, we are currently working on this. We will keep you posted as the information is available." I think that would set just a little bit of ease, but it's the ghosting effect that is causing so many ripples throughout this community right now. And then also, it's a lot of people are frustrated. Myself, I'd be so pissed if I went and spent $200-300 on a Wagyu brisket that was already frozen once, because that's how we get them, and then trim it, and then have to figure out what to do with that, because you don't want to refreeze it again. And then you're sacrificing your competition meats as well. So there's just so many factors going into this pool with nothing coming out. And I think that's where the frustration is that there hasn't been an official statement.
Totally. Yeah. We're out a lot, and that's all right. Some people are going to other contests, and like we understand that things like this don't always work out, but and look, maybe they're not even intending to refund us. I don't know, but they need to make it clear. If they don't have the money to refund us, then don't drag us along. Don't claim you do, and then ghost us. If you do have the money to refund and it's going to take a while, then just say that, and everybody can stop wondering. But what it makes it look like is that there's a finances problem here, and that's why people start speculating. And if you don't want to look, if this contest has a prayer of ever happening again, if this organization or whatever entity it is that's putting this on has a prayer of ever promoting anything again, they're going to need to just be transparent about the situation, whether that's good or bad. If you've made some mistakes here, you're going to just have to lay it out on the table, be honest about it, because that's the only way anybody's ever going to trust you again. And if we'll trust you again if it's bad news, if it's that we're not getting our money back and our only option is to be put on a registration list for an upcoming contest, you better make damn sure that contest happens, and let us be on. I mean, or if you can pay, if you have to wait until that event happens, the rescheduled event, to refund people's money who can't come, then say that. You just need to be honest about it. And maybe, like I said, they have been, and maybe there's some circumstances that I'm not aware of that are an impediment to getting the refunds processed. But nobody said anything about that. And I'm sure they got a lot of irons in the fire and a lot of pissed off people, but they're dealing with. But you can solve that problem by being straight about it and telling us. I mean, look, snowstorm in May from the beginning sounded kind of like a story. Although, to be fair, I did check the news. There was some snowstorm over in the Rockies, but I don't know what that had to do with canceling the contest. Maybe there's an explanation as to why, but we haven't heard it. So they just need to come out and be honest about it, whatever that is. It won't make everybody happy, but it'll solve a lot of their problems. That's the best way to handle this. Unless they're just trying to disappear on us, which I don't know. I don't know if that's the case.
Well, you went through the proper channels and paid through the proper channels. I do know a competitor that went through an improper channel to be able to get their name on the list, and that was via Venmo. They paid their entry fee through Venmo. That Venmo could be sent back immediately. I know if you go through, a credit card processor, there can be a 3 to 5 business day delay on the refund, but at least I know one competitor that can get refunded immediately, and that has yet to be done. So, and they have requested it. So,
and we might just be at the bottom of the list. There might be so many things they've got to figure out this about the cancellation of this. I mean, there might be people scheduled to come out and set up equipment and other sorts of, table and tent rentals and things. They got to call everybody off and other things to do before they get to this. But yeah, I mean, I was told that as soon as Matthew Gallegos got out of the meeting, he'd start processing refunds.
And what time was that at?
Oh, I called him just a few minutes after I got that email on yesterday morning.
Tuesday morning.
Yeah, but
like I said, there has been a 24-hour period, and there still has been no contact that you know of.
Right, but I mean, again, maybe he processed that credit card refund, and it takes 3 to 5 days. But I didn't. I mean, I got a receipt in when I signed up, I believe, and I don't have any indication that that's been the charges have been reversed or anything. But it may have been. So
here's the second one. Mitch Christensen came out and said, 2, I paid Venmo. So there's 2 people that can get an instant refund almost immediately. So, yeah, man. All I got to say is this does not reflect on the Rocky Mountain Barbecue Association. This does not reflect on the KCBS. This reflects on the promoter, and the promoter needs to be clear with the competitors on what's going on. So with me saying that, I want to say thank you, Matt, for coming on the show and just talking about this on the backside. And everybody who has their meats defrosted, ready to go, head to American Fork, Utah. It's an SEA event, but it is a 4-meat contest. Grand champion can win $1,000. It's not the prize pool you were looking for, but it also is a qualifier for the World Food Championships, which is a huge event that goes down every year. So it is worth that in general to make that travel arrangement if you can.
Yeah, it should be a good event. There will be a lot of tough Utah teams there, and at least people and would like to meet. So go down there and everybody bitch about about your change in plans.
Right. And just a little comment back to the promoters of this event. Get a statement out as soon as possible. Once again, there is another barbecue event that is going down this Saturday, and your name's going to be dragged through the mud even more when people get face to face, and it's not going to be a social.
Yeah, thing. You'll get like I said, you'll get a second chance if you're just honest with everybody. So that's my recommendation, but I'm not the one making these decisions.
Right. Well, Matt, if you come down and pick up your trailer, American Fork High School,
I may see you. Come
do it. It'll be great. But thank you for spending the moment with me. This was just a quick hot take. I like to take advantage of these why the topic's hot. But thanks for everybody listening. Make sure you go follow Crooked Pigs. on Instagram if you want to learn how to make an amazing turn-in box. Follow the Pitmasters podcast if you want all the drama and just see what Anthony's talking shit about. Go there as well. And then, yeah, we'll catch you guys all on the flip side, man.
See y'all.
See ya.